cave. We're gonna do some things. I love this game. SNK, the future is now. And this game is the future. One of the best fighting games ever from KOF Studios, of course. And watch the intro.
Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves.
By far, one of the in over a decade and a half. I have the first game, which is Mark of the Wolves. And that came out in what, I think 1998, 1999. So almost close to 30 years. And it was only released on the Sega Dreamcast and on the Neo Geo Arcade and Neo Geo Home System, AES. Which was expensive fucking rich guy shit. But it came home on the Dreamcast because the Dreamcast was a very powerful system back then, and to this day it still is. You know, a friend of mine owns one. He wants me to own one again, and I would love to own one again because, you know, it was the last Sega system to ever be produced, and Sega, you know, ended up going to software, you know, just making games for Xbox and you know, Nintendo and Sony and whatever company they can get their hands on. But SNK always stuck it out, and you know, yeah, they gave up the Neo Geo and they gave up all that, but this game here, it just proves to me that after 29 years from the last Fatal Fury game, they bring this back, and now I can understand what they're doing. And I like to see them bring back Art of Fighting, because Art of Fighting was a game that I loved in the arcades, and I loved at home. I loved that game for some reason. And, you know, bring it back, just like this game. And, you know, you guys got a double header going on, man. You know, for real. SNK has it, you know. I mean, yes, we got, you know, Season Pass 1, which I already have, and I'm waiting on, you know, Andy Bogart, you know, Terry's brother, to show up in this game. I'm waiting on Ken Masters. None other than Ken Masters from Street Fighter 6 is going to show up in this game. And we're going to have Chun-Li from Street Fighter 6 to show up. And you have to realize that Capcom and SNK are a company that are just like Marvel and DC. They're only 10 blocks away from each other. You got Marvel in Manhattan. Okay, 10 blocks from Manhattan, you got DC. Okay, in Japan, Osaka, Japan, you've got SNK 5 blocks down the street, and then 6 blocks down the street, you got Capcom. They were competing companies. Yes, they didn't get along, but they worked together. I mean, come on, look at SNK versus Capcom 1 and 2. Look at, SVCS, look at those games, And SNK versus Capcom 2 is my favorite, and I still own that game to this day. I love it. I fucking can't stop playing it. But I'm not a big Street Fighter fan. I was always a Fatal Fury type of fan. And the only Street Fighter game I really truly liked was Street Fighter 3, because I got tired of playing Street Fighter 2 Turbo and all that, because you go to the arcades back then, you had the quarter hogs. They was hogging up, Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 or Street Fighter 2, and blah blah. And then you had this one game, you had these two systems, and both games I loved. One of them was Killer Instincts. And I played it, but I couldn't get used to the mechanics because I knew I had to do a lot of combos. But I loved the NVS from Neo Geo, and it was so great. It was so great. It's one of my favorite systems ever. And, the good thing about that system is it was cartridge based. It wasn't a circuit board. It wasn't, a graphics board. It wasn't a circuit board, a game board. It was actually a board that was built on technology where you can switch out carts. SNK would make new games, and vendors would come in and get new games, and they would put them in there and change out. And that was ingenious. It was very ingenious, It's almost like the Atari age, and you can, you done with that game? Pull that game out, put in a new game, boom. You can always switch. But certain arcade companies like Capcom, Namco, and, they would make their boards. They would make actual boards, but they had to update them, because people would end up beating the hell out of the game. And they say, it's too easy, but we're still making money. SNK, they did the smart route where they can just switch out games. Any new game that comes in, it comes in. You got a new game. And it'll be right there on the Mylar, on the border of the arcade system. And well, you're putting in money. You're spending. You're spending like Capcom. You're spending like, Midway and Nintendo. Yep. You're spending money. But we're going to get into this Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. Now, I'm going to do this just by comparison. A friend of mine today asked me, said, man, I seen your video last night you sent to me, and he wanted me to do a mock-up of certain characters that he likes, that he picked out, and I'm going to choose his picking. But then I'm going to go with my pickings to mix with his. So this is going to be kind of like a comparison. And we're going to do it in versus mode, and let's check it out. I love the menu in this. I think the menu in this, really look at, you know, Mark of the Wolves. There wasn't really a big menu to choose from, but it was always good to know you can switch off from arcade mode to smart style play. You know, if arcade mode is for people who know how to play the game, which I do, and then you go to smart style, which is kind of like for beginners, you know. And then you got your online, your ranked matches, your, you know, casual match, room matches. Room matches are cool because I played in a room last night with a buddy of mine that is comparing, you know, what he wants with my characters that I choose, and we're gonna do this. So let's get it on, man. And episodes of Southtown, it's a tale of one city, explored Southtown, and the stories that lie within. And this is where you have to actually play to get the hidden character that's in the background, in the silhouette of the background when you choose your characters. And that is Nightmare Geese. Nightmare Geese Howard has came back. And everybody thought it was going to be Rock's mother, but it's not. It's actually Geese. It's the ghost of Geese. The ghost of Geese Howard, which is fucking weird because I found that out on YouTube. And then you got your gallery where you can look at, you know, the parts of the movie, artwork, voices. And then you got the color edited, which is the first color edited in any fighting game since fucking Soul Calibur. The first Soul Calibur on fucking Dreamcast. Trust me, it's true. I researched it. It's weird, but that's great. It's so great because, you know, you never got it in King of Fighters. You never got it in any other fighting game. But in this fighting game, you can actually, you know, tweak out your characters and their own outfits and save them and use them in the game itself. And then you got the jukebox. The jukebox is the shit. I love the jukebox. I think the jukebox is cool because you have all the actual arranged music and the game music where you can mix it together. And I usually like the arranged music because it's a lot more better because it's all instruments and people are playing the songs with real instruments, which is my forte. But also too, you got the Art of Fighting soundtracks.
Jukebox.
I mean, I can go to the jukebox right now and just show you, you know, the albums. You know, you got City of the Wolves, you got all these, Real Bout, you know, you got Art of Fighting 2 and 3. I mean, yeah. And they say that you can be able to match all your songs that are on those soundtracks and make your own playlist, which is pretty fucking unique. And then you got the PlayStation Store, which really doesn't do nothing because, well, maybe it's up. Nope, it's not, because there's no new content going on. And the reason why is because the PlayStation Store for this game is not ready yet because they are trying to compile all the free DLC for the 5 characters that they are giving us for free. And let's just go into the game itself. Let's go into the versus mode, and this is the basically kind of like the King of Fighters mode, IA mode, you know, AI mode or whatever you call it. Stages are cool. I love the stages in here. They're so unique. There's only one stage that has 2 lane battles, and that's the morning stage at the amusement park. It's the only stage. Any other stage does not have that. If it has that, then boom. And the 2 lane stages in the original Fatal Fury, you know, 1, 2, and also in Real Bout. And we're going to go with that because I think it looks really unique. And here we go with the characters. I'm going to go with one of my favorite characters. I love Preacher. I think Preacher is so cool. She is disciple And a lot of people are speculating she might be the daughter of Joe Higashi, who is going to be in the game. Yes, he will be in the game. He's coming in the fall of this year. Because Andy Bogart is the original from here, Fatal Fury. And then in the fall, we're going to get Joe Higashi, who is actually from Fatal Fury. And then we're going to get Chun-Li from Street Fighter 6. Yeah. So it's going to be a topsy-turvy type deal. And I'm going to go with Preacher, and I'm going to go with my dude, Kim Dong-han. Now, he and his brother Jae-hoon were in the first Fatal Fury game, the last Fatal Fury game, Mark of the Wolves. Now, their father is Kim Kathwan, who is from King of Fighters and Fatal Fury 2. So, this is going to be an interesting bout. I like it. I think it's cool, but, you know, I want Jae-hoon to be in there with his brother. I don't care about their dad being in there because he's legendary, but I want Jae-hoon to be in. And here we go.
I got this.
Fight is on. And the characterization of this game is just so dynamic. It blows my mind. I can't believe SNK took this long to make this game and make it great. And I can see why they're, you know, having this big Evo tournament and stuff, you know, for fighting games and esports. And SNK promoted this game so goodly, they said they're giving up $250 million. And whoever wins the actual tournament of this game will get $150 million as the prize. And that is just fucking awesome. But you gotta play online and you gotta rank, you know, and I'm not that good. This game is very addicting, but also too very, very complex. Because it's almost like I can tell almost every day they're making updates. They're making updates of how the characters should play, what moves you can pull off, and it's, you know, and I like the difference between them having two different fighting styles you can choose from. You can do arcade mode, which is for, you know, elite players, or you can do smart style, which is for beginners, you know. And I think that's a cool concept, and it kind of breaks the monotony.
Thanks for the new moves.
Round 2. Get ready. Fight SPG.
I love this stage though, and it's the only stage that you can go into the background. And basically they're using 2.5D. And a lot of people say, what is 2.5D background? 2.5D background is that you have a 3D background, but you have a 2D plane. That means you can be on a 2D plane, but you can see how they switch in and out of that 2D plane. So it's 2.5D. It's not actually 3D. Uh-oh. He's got him into the fucking hidden. I love this chick. Selfie.
Good.
And see how she dived in, and see how she dives back out and in. That's 2.5D. That's like kind of like 3D without being 3D, but it looks marvelous if you can pull it off right. And I love this stage, and I'm going to go to character select because I like this stage, and I'm going to keep Preacher because I love Preacher. She's one of my favorite characters, and I did Don Juan's story already, and Don Juan's story was pretty cool because she was kind of like, he had to fight her, and he said, well, if I beat you, you know, you got to go on a date with me. And he said, okay. And I beat her in the story, in arcade mode, story mode, and they end up going out on a date. And then his brother Jae-hoon shows up, and I was like, oh yes, we need Jae-hoon. So I just gave away some spoilers in the story mode. So whenever you pick this game up, play the arcade mode, play it. It's really good. Seriously, it is. And I'm going to go with none other than, oh wow, Cristiano Ronaldo. No, I don't want a famous soccer player. And I damn sure don't want Salvatore Pastaganucci, who's a famous DJ that I never fucking heard of from Switzerland. These are the two idiot characters that SNK had to add because some of the development team, I guess, liked these two fucking jerk-offs. But I'm going to go with none other than Marco Rodriguez. Now, in the original Mark of the Wolves, his name was actually called Kunsun Butt. Who in the fuck would name a guy named Kunsun Butt? He's half black and half Brazilian. Okay, you're gonna name him Kunsun Butt. But I like him. I think he's fucking cool. And I'm gonna update his outfits. I'm gonna make sure he's got, I love this black key. His black key is cool. And we're gonna go for it. And we're gonna go for it. Check it out.
Preacher versus Marco.
A fine specimen from our research.
Feel the power of the Kyokugen Fist!
Round one. Get ready. Fight.
Not done with you.
Punch. PG.
Here goes.
Marco wins.
This is the power of Kyokugen Karate!
Round two. Get ready. Fight.
Oh shit. I just love how they can go in and out of the screen. You know, like I said, 2.5D. You know, they can go into the background and come back into the 2D plane. And that is, to me, I like that. I like 3D, but that is, to me, it's more, I'm more used to that because, you know, playing the Fatal Fury games, they always did that. And that was some kind of like feature they did. Like in Samurai Showdown when they fade in and fade out, you know, during a dramatic, you know, hit or kill. It's so involving. Whoa, nice. Oh shit. Marco ain't playing. But my girl Preacher, oh shit, he's in SPG. Yep, he got her. Wow. Marco is a badass dude, but I don't know why they gave him Kung Soon Butt as his name in the last game, Mark of the Wolves. And that was like almost 30 years ago, and it's fucking hilarious. But, oh well. Let's go to a different stage. And like I said, this stage here is totally different. As you can see on the marker there, on the stage marker. I can go back and I can go here. It's Dream Amusement Park Morning. And it's called Move Yourself, and that's the song. But it says about 2 lane battles. Now, in 2 lane battles, the stage is split into separate lanes, which characters can move between while fighting. Using the lanes strategically is the key to victory. 2 lane format applies automatically when the stage is selected. Cannot be selected for a test battle in clone mode. So that means I can do this, but there is no other stages that do it. So that's the only stage that can do it. And you know what? We're gonna go, I love this stage. I love Yuri's Fitness Club. And I think it's so cool. And you can go to sound settings and do all kinds of customizing in the jukebox, but I leave it. And let's go for it. And we're gonna go with Rock Howard, the main protagonist of the game. Oh Rocky Howard. And we're gonna go with his SPG in the middle and level 5. And we're gonna let him go up against none other than my boy, Kim Dong-hong. I like him, I think he's cool. I love his new outfit that I designed right there. And I'm gonna leave him right at the end of his SPG. Kind of make this an uneven match. Let's see what the hell is gonna go on. This is gonna be fucking cool.
Take you for a ride.
I just love the graphics in this. You know, the stages, the characters, how they're designed. It's well done. SNK really stepped up. They went far and beyond over KOF. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love KOF 15. I will be streaming that next weekend, doing a revisit of KOF 15. But this here is just, this is an addicting game. I play it all the time, and I love it, and I cannot get enough of it.
Now we're talking.
And with the new rev system, such a joy, you know. And a lot of people ask me, what's the rev system? I say, well, if you look at the bottom of your screen, that's your rev system, your rev gauge. Your SPG can be set anywhere. Like in the original Mark of the Wolves, you can use your top system. They changed the top system to the SPG system. But they, instead of adding the super gauge, they added the rev system.
You're finding the real deal now.
The rev system is because once you go over and it says overheat, that means you got to pull off a special move to cool down. And you got both stars, so that means you could use a rev blow. Oh, nice. Oh, yes, yeah, another rev blow. See, and he's starting to cash out right now. As long as he's using his specials. He's down to 44, 42, 41, 39, yeah. This is an evenly matched fight in a sense. You know, it kind of takes predecessor to Street Fighter, maybe Street Fighter 3 in some sense, but it really isn't. And it's not Street Fighter 6. This game is in its own realm.
You can do better than that.
And that's what I love about the Fatal Fury universe, man. It is so deep. So deep. So complex. So many characters. And I just don't understand why they had to add, you know, 2 famous people. You know, a fucking famous soccer player and a fucking DJ that I never heard of. You know, it's just weird. And we'll get to those characters because I like beating the fuck up out of them. And sometimes they beat the fuck out of me. But still, they're corny as shit.
Damn you!
Come on, Kim. Come on, Don Han. I mean, yes, you're fighting, you know, Geese Howard's son, you know, and he was trained by Terry Bogard. But you were trained by a master Taekwondo master. He's your dad, and that's Kim Kaplan. And he got beat. Well, that's just how the dice rolls.
Style, huh? Those are always
And
super tricky to
this
read.
game is just,
Your fighting
wow,
style
it's
is a
just
lot less predictable than the
unbelievable. I can't stop talking about it. I don't know why, I just can't. It's just so good. And now we're going to go to this stage. And I actually like this stage. The IP Science Center. It's kind of cool, you know. You got a dude floating out like he's in space and shit. It's weird. But it's alright. And we're going to go with none other than Mai Shiranui. Mai Shiranui is by far one of my favorite characters. She appeared in Fatal Fury 2 with Kim Kaplan. And she is a love interest of Terry Bogart's younger brother, Andy, who will show up in the game here, hopefully, this coming month as part of the DLC that came with this game. And I named my daughter after her, Mai. My daughter's name is Shantae Mai Marie Bolden. And that's cool, I think. And I'm going to use her. And she looks more adult now than she does in the earlier games. And I think the reason why is because they wanted to beef her up, you know. And she's in Street Fighter 6 as well. along with Terry Bogard. And we're going to put her against this chick, B. Jeanette. B. Jeanette, she is the first character to ever appear in Fatal Fury in the last game, which was Mark of the Wolves. And she's kind of like a rich aristocrat. Her parents are really rich and shit, but she doesn't care about the money. All she cares about is just having fun. And she's got a team of pirates, and she's got her own ship, and boom. Now, I'm going to let this play out, and then after I'm done, I'm going to have my little rebuttal to let you guys know. Welcome to Ant 1. Game Cave Saturday Night Fights.
Want a little taste of Shiranui fire? Time to set sail!
Round 1. Get ready. Fight.
I win this time!
Round 2. Get ready. Fight. PG.
Now you've done it.
Win.
Beautiful victory!
Final round. Get ready. Fight.
You'll pay for that.
PG. Jenny wins.
You're on the right track, believe you me. But in the end, I was just a teensy bit sexier. Just a little.
Is it time for work?
I got this.
Ronaldo.
Farewell.
Let's have some fun. For the love of the game.
Round 1. Get ready. Fight.
Burn to ash! Burn to ash! Goodbye! Burn to ash! Fall! Ah, shoot! Fall!
Ronaldo wins.
How about that?
Round 2. Get ready. Fight.
Burn to ash!
Punish.
Goodbye!
Ready for this?
Just getting out of my way! Ah, shit! Burn to ash! Burn to ash!
PG. Wins.
Such calmness for a man of your age. Tell me something. What is it that has plagued your past?
Yeah! Ready to go!
This is why we train.
Hokutomaru versus Ronaldo.
It's here.
Let's have some fun. For the love of the game.
Round 1. Get ready. Fight.
Hot.
PG.
You need a hand?
PG.
Come on.
Round 2. Get ready. Fight.
Push it!
Wide punish.
Push out of my way!
Yo, hey, boo! That, take. I don't think so.
Wide punish.
And
PG. Wide punish.
yeah,
Wide punish. Hokutomaru. Wait.
that's some real fancy footwork. I could learn a thing or two from you.
I don't come cheap, you know what I mean? I'm expecting a good match. Game on.
Salvatore versus Ronaldo.
Why don't you hum me a few bars of that martial melody? Let's have some fun. For the love of the game.
Round 1. Get ready. Fight.
Here we go! Push it! Push it!
Amazing!
Gangway!
Ronaldo wins.
How about that?
Round 2. Get ready. Fight.
Push it! Bring it!
PG.
You need a hand?
Salvatore!
You need a hand? Turn it
it up.
Wait.
Your music gets my whole body moving. Don't know why, but I'm really feeling the rhythm.
That was the most fucking stupid match I've ever did between those two dudes. And that's the reason why I wanted these two guys to be DLC. I do not want them to be major characters in the game. It didn't make any sense. It didn't really make any fucking sense at all. Sorry, guys. I had stuff in the background. It's wow. I'm not a big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, he's a famous soccer player. You know, he's got that Saudi Arabia money. And then you got Salvatore Ganucci, or Salvatore Pasta King Ganucci, who's from Switzerland, and he's, you know, a famous DJ. And they just add this guy, you know, I mean, they could have been DLC. They couldn't, you know, why make them, you know, I don't understand it. And I hope Season Pass 2 is better. Season Pass 1 looks great. I love what I got with Season Pass 1 that's coming up. But Season Pass 2 has got to be better. I mean, come on, you know, you got to add some really good characters. I mean, where's Jimmy and Billy from Double Dragon? Seriously. SNK, you guys get a fighting game of Billy and Jimmy and Double Dragon. You did a fighting game. Why can't you make a fighting game? Why can't you guys make a fighting game and not add them into this game? They would fit perfectly. I mean, so perfectly. And it boggles my mind. It really does. It kind of does. And what I see is that it's not what, you know, everyone wants to. Oh, well, we want this character. We want that character. We want a new famous character. We want somebody that has, you know, no. This is Fatal Fury. This should be about the Fatal Fury universe. And I'm sick and tired of people complaining, you know, online about, you know, hey, we need to have this character in there. You know, we need to have that character. Oh, hey, Jackie Chan would fit in the game. Well, yeah, of course Jackie Chan would fit in the game. You know? It's not like, you know, Tekken has done Bruce Lee over and over again. You know, it's just bullshit.
This is the path I've chosen.
But I got my two favorite characters here. I got Preacher and I got Hakasaru, or I know I'm butchering her name, but yeah. And I love Preacher. You know, Preacher, I think she's really cool. She's a new added asset to the Fatal Fury series. Because Joe Higashi was never in Mark of the Wolves. Andy was never in Mark of the Wolves. Mai was not in Mark of the Wolves. They were all new characters. And this girl, well, that just won, she was in Mark of the Wolves. And her brother is in Mark of the Wolves, Gato.
Round 2. Get ready. Fight.
And we'll get to him next. Oh, yes. Oh, combo breaker. And I love just how this game flows. It flows so smooth. It flows so good. I can't get enough of it. I really can't. I mean, oh my God, Preacher is just so fucking fluid. Oh shit. Going to it. Yep. That's what I call it, small special. Oh yes. Oh yes. Long she's in SPG. But she can still do special. Oh my God, yes. Nice.
Thanks for the new moves.
I like Preacher. Preacher is awesome.
Final round.
She's one of my
Get
favorite
ready. Fight.
female characters out of this whole game. Besides Mai, of course. Mai no buy, that's what they say. Oh my, ooh, yes, nice. Cross up, oh shit.
PG.
SPG is in, her SPG's in. So she's got to use that SPG before it eats up. Oh, yep. Uh-oh, yep, she's in her SPG. Wow. Ooh. Ooh. Preacher done lost. That's okay. That's no big deal.
My moves? I'm not sure I'm much.
I love this game. I think it's fucking awesome. We're gonna do one more match, and then after that, Saturday Night Fights is gonna end with nothing but King of Fighters 15. And the reason why I'm gonna go back to King of Fighters 15 is because I love the game. I think it's a great game. You know, a lot of people, you know, are loving this game so much now, and I'm really wanting to basically do something different. You know, I want to, you know, I want to do something different. And you know, I haven't played King of Fighters for probably what, about 2-3 months, and 15 I like 15 a lot. I think 15 is a great game. It's better than 14 in my book. You know, a lot of people say, oh, 14's the shit. Nope, 14 sucks. Trust me, it really does. And I owned it, and I did not like it. And it took them too long to graphically update the game, and plus, you know, balance it well enough for me to play it. This game here, I'm glad they took their fucking sweet ass time, because you always want to leave something great in the oven, especially you know it's going to be good. Once it's done and it's all nice, crispy and brown, golden brown, that's when you know it's the shit. And that's what, you know, a lot of developers nowadays don't realize, you know. They want to rush games out just so they can get a paycheck, you know. And people are saying, oh man, it looks so good, and yeah, that's just demo footage of what they're working on. But it doesn't say that the game's going to come out, you know, perfectly. And this game came out just like I wanted it. It has the King of Fighters flair, but it's Fatal Fury. It is true Fatal Fury, and it's so good. Oh, get it, Kim. Get it, Don Juan. Yes. I love that stomp, and I love that rev, going into his rev blow. That is just so fucking dynamite. Oh shit. Oh, gotta watch out for Kevin though. He's a SWAT guy. He uses bullets and weapons and shit. He's almost kind of like Ralph or Clark from KOF, from Akuri Warriors. And that's what makes me think of him like that.
Get ready. Fight.
I don't think he could go up with Clark. I think he can go up with Ralph. I think him and Ralph would have a good fucking match. Clark would fucking just submit him because he would just basically submit him. You know, Clark is basically a grappler. Clark is a brawler. Ralph is a brawler. Clark is a grappler. He would just submit him. He would just do all kinds of shit that he wouldn't expect. Oh shit! You go! Yeah! Come on, you're up towards your rev. You're 80%. Do a special. Clean him out. Clean him out. Clean him out. Your rev gauge is 77%. Oh shit. Oh shit. Kevin got him. Oh no, he got it. Don Juan got him. Oh shit. Fucking A. Alright.
You can't let people beat
Yeah,
you.
that's my dude.
You could learn a thing or two from my
Yeah,
brother.
I wish your brother was in there. Well, we're going to end it tonight with Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. I'll be back next weekend, and maybe during the week I'm going to do some story mode stuff. But overall, we're going to go to KOF, King of Fighters 15. I'll see you in about 15 minutes, that is. Peace.